All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am doing the part 1 experiment in the open system with vinegar and baking soda. So on your handout, there is a question that it starts with: how does the mass of the reactants compare to the mass of the products in the chemical reaction? Is it larger or smaller, or does it stay the same? So please make sure you've answered that in your claim before we move on with this. So what we're going to do is take, if you look at the data table for part 1 in the open system, and an open system just means that energy can be absorbed or released into the environment. So we are going to be dealing with an open system in this case. So we have the vinegar and the baking soda, and the table wants us to take the mass of the reactants, which in this case would be vinegar and baking soda, before the reaction, and then the mass of the products after the reaction. So in this small cup, I have baking soda, and I'm going to put it on the scale. And here I have vinegar, and I'm going to put that on the scale as well. So I know you can't see this, but the number that the scale is reading is 72.4. So fill that in on your table. 72.4 grams is the mass of the reactants before the experiment is happening. So I am going to pour the vinegar into the baking soda. I'm going to do it slowly so that it doesn't overflow and we lose some of the mass. So I'm going to do it slowly a couple times, and then we will record the mass at the very end. Just have a little bit more to go in. I just don't want it to overflow. And then I'll put this cup back on and we'll record the mass at the end. Almost overflowed. This is the last little bit. Okay, so I'm going to let that reaction continue until the gas that's being released is done, so the bubbling will stop, and then I will tell you what this mass is reading. All right, so the bubbling is finished, and the mass on the scale is reading 70.6. 70.6 grams. So record that in your data table. I'm going to come back again and I'm going to do the closed system reaction, but before I do that, you do have 2 questions that you need to answer. What evidence do you have of a chemical reaction is the first question, and number 2 says compare the mass of the reactants to the mass of the products. Okay, so answer those 2 questions and then I'll be back with the closed system reaction. All right, bye.